right, welcome to B-Movie Battles.
Woo! B-Movie Battles.
Okay.
So today we have some fresh faces and some familiar faces.
Fresh.
Fresh. So
Fresh team
let's get
versus
into
old
it.
team.
Let's get into it. So the movies today, after the catastrophe with the mystery bag, the B-Movie bag, we're not doing that again, at least not right now. So I handpicked these movies. Again, I haven't seen them. Nobody here, as to my knowledge, has seen these movies. But so the first movie we're going to watch is The Galaxy Invader from 1985.
Oh, I saw that one.
Sasha, actually the description is on the back of our second movie, Laser Mission from 1990. Now the fun fact about these two movies is The Galaxy Invader is rated PG, Laser Mission is rated R, so this will be a nice little battle of the rating system here. But that's 1985 PG, so it could be just as bad as like a PG-13 today.
We're gonna put the 80s PG rating to the test.
So this will be interesting. So Sash, if you want to read The Galaxy Invader for us.
The Galaxy Invader. An alien is forced to crash land his spaceship on the Earth's surface, somewhere in a swampy, rural area of the southern United States. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Rednecks.
We definitely need parental guidance.
He's gonna be voting for Trump.
All right. And Amy, if you want to read Laser Mission.
Laser Mission. A soldier of fortune is commissioned by the CIA to rescue a laser weaponry expert before he can complete a deadly device for a foreign power.
Wow, that's a lot of
That's
information.
a lot of information.
There's so much text in the back.
I know, there's so much.
Spoiler alert.
It
Just print
is.
the script of the
The whole
storyboard and
thing.
everything.
Yeah. All right.
Sounds good.
So
Yeah.
we'll go watch them,
Intense.
and then we'll pick teams, and we'll be back to fight them out.
This one definitely wins the cover.
All right, cool.
Scene.
Is there room for everybody? I had it for 5 minutes. Now I'm in trouble with
A
getting
Don Doler from
Don Doler.
freaking missed it.
That fight choreography.
It's not even moving.
I think she's a cat.
Oh, he got scratched.
He's a jerk, huh? Well, you're the jerk and everyone knows it. Carol, please. Oh, Mom, everybody knows Dad's a liar and a cheat. Not to mention a drunken bum.
Called it.
God's
See this might got later.
This is crazy. I can't
Their
believe
family's
this
so
is happening.
dysfunctional, the alien's only going to help them.
Yeah. Maybe it is.
With-
It's gonna be like ow.
Casual firefight.
They're using
bottle
Roman
rockets.
candles,
That's
dude.
awesome. Shooting flares.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. There it is.
Little revolver. Oh, wow. That was an amazing capture. Wow.
Movie 2.
Dan, say something.
No.
Yes.
Did you say it sounded like you said running out of chips?
I said potato chips.
Running out of chips.
I just ate like a whole stack of Pringles.
Whoa, right into it.
Man, this is
Hello.
already good.
Oh, yeah.
Straight into the laser.
Laser everything.
I'm feeling it. Yeah, we flash forward to 1990.
I don't like that. Oh,
Wow.
This is R-rated.
Wow, is that a GK?
That was a Galil.
Brandon
Was
Lee.
it? No way, Brandon Lee's in it?
That's what it said.
Bruce Lee's son?
Yeah. Ernest Borgnine.
What? Maureen LaHood? They all have guns.
Oh, cut off to America.
Oh, come on. I wanted a hard R. Not with that head going off.
One.
All right. So we just finished watching two. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Overall, I mean,
Yeah, they were great.
one was good and the other one was interesting.
Fantastic.
So, all right. So now we got to decide which team is defending which movie.
Okay.
Nate, I'm gonna have you called in the air. We'll do heads is the Galaxy Invader.
Okay.
Tails will be Laser Mission.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Nate, come on.
Heads. I didn't call it in there.
It's okay. It's heads. You guys get Galaxy Invader,
Oh.
and you guys get
Yes.
Laser
Winning.
Mission.
What's up?
Darn it.
Have fun.
All right.
What am I gonna do?
So since you guys won the coin toss, if you guys want to just kind of give me a brief synopsis of what happens in Galaxy Invader,
I'd
just
love
kind of
to.
go over the summary of the plot a little bit.
Jealous.
The thing is, I can't.
Just kind of give me a rundown of what happened in
All
your
right.
movie.
In this movie, an alien crash lands on like in the dirty south,
Yeah.
like super dirty south, and he gets ambushed by rednecks. This family is fighting. They run off in the woods. They bump into him. Okay, first he
Yeah,
does
I was
kill.
gonna say, he doesn't
He
really
comes
get
out.
ambushed.
He comes out and kills a couple in their house, and then he ends up in the woods. He crosses paths with this fighting redneck family. But then the dad shoots him, and it shoots this magical ball off of his belt.
It's his alien fanny pack.
His alien fanny pack, which turns out to be his like energy battery pack for his gun, which they find out later. Anyway, so he gets all excited and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna sell this energy ball for a lot of money." Woo! To what's his face? To that one guy with
To
the
Red
hat.
Custer.
To Custer.
Frank Custer.
Frank Custer is gonna buy this. Frank comes over, sees it, and goes, "Well, I heard that there was actually a little green man running around. We should get him and sell him to my contacts in town. We'll make a lot more money than just selling the energy gun."
Well, that's something, huh?
Right.
So then for the next little while, they try to capture the alien, which they do at a huge loss of life.
Right. There's a back and
Big
forth,
fight.
but
There's a
basically
big
the
fight.
overall story is alien crash lands
Yeah.
and
They capture him.
Yeah.
He gets away because his family is like, "No, Dad, you're terrible." They let him go. They get him again. He steals the gun, and then the gun gets stolen. He gets it back. He shoots a bunch of people, and in the end,
He's always getting drunk in between
always
as well.
drunk and passed
Yeah.
His holy shirt.
with this shirt with a big
Yes.
hole in the chest.
Amazing.
And so then in the end,
well,
the alien.
we'll get to the ending.
All right.
Save that for later.
All right. But that's basically the synopsis is basically an alien crashes and then just gets totally owned
Right.
by the rednecks.
Yeah.
He has a really bad day.
It's like Wrong
Yeah,
Turn.
it is. Yeah.
It's like Wrong Turn, except instead of teenagers, it's a
It's an
single poor alien.
yeah. All right. So
Laser.
counter that. Kind of give us a rundown of Laser Mission and what happened in that movie.
Yeah, Dan, give us a rundown.
I want to hear about the lasers specifically.
They were supposedly lasers, and you never saw any.
True.
There was...
Except the opening title sequence where they shoot
Oh
the name
yeah,
in.
that's right.
It's the only laser
That's
in
the
the
only
movie.
lasers you got to see.
blew the whole
Mid-90s,
budget.
like, font, I guess, whatever.
I don't know. Like the CIA hired this. What was he like? They
Brandon
called
Lee.
him
Brandon Lee.
Yeah,
I think
John
it's
Gold.
Bruce Lee's son.
a
Michael-
soldier. They called him a soldier.
Michael Gold, I think
Soldier
his
of
character.
Fortune.
Something Gold.
Yeah. And he basically needs to go find this guy in a foreign country who's a weapons expert, which is what they describe in here. But he's actually kind of like a professor who's just very smart and I guess understands
He's
that.
played by Ernest Borgnine.
I don't know who that is anyway.
Me
But
neither.
so he needs to go find him. He finds him, but they're captured. They take the professor. Someone takes the professor away. I don't know. Another Germany or Russia. Or
They're all
something.
part of the same evil. There's no real.
Yeah.
Everybody's evil.
You
Everyone
can't
has
tell
an
who
accent, and I
or
don't
where
know.
they came from.
Yeah.
Like, everybody is, like, Spanish.
Yeah,
Or
they're speaking Spanish
Russian or German.
Russian and German. I don't know. It was really hard to follow. But basically, the whole storyline is this guy needs to find the professor, get to him, and bring him back to, I guess, America. That way, he's not making nuclear weapons or...
Laser.
Out of laser diamonds.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, laser.
No, but that's what they say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
laser
Nuclear
diamonds.
weapons out of diamonds.
Which I don't know how that works.
So while that's going on, he also meets... He was supposed to find the professor's daughter and take the daughter to the professor as well.
Yeah, who he's told is KGB.
Yes. And so you have the two of them then
This is exactly
going
how we.
after.
Yeah.
Which was probably just a way to explain why she was good at fighting. 'Cause she was
Yeah.
actually CIA.
But she wasn't good at fighting.
But she was, and then she was just really ditzy
But she was the
afterwards.
best at driving.
She's great
Yeah,
at driving.
she's really great.
Where'd you learn to drive like that?
Long story. Very long story.
Well, we got nothing but time.
She never goes
was a
slow.
Decent shot.
Yeah, she never slows down.
Slow down!
She was basically an embarrassment to female fighters. I mean, she was
I thought
supposed
you
to
were
be
going to say
really.
to the film industry.
Well, no,
Well,
but
that too.
she was like.
She was an embarrassment to the film.
She was embarrassment to the human race.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're gonna have
No.
like a BA woman, like
Well, her
a
voice
fighter,
just
Bad
so
actor
BA.
woman.
she was like whiny and was like, meh.
Yeah, she had the highest
But then at
pitched
other
voice.
times she was good, and then other times she couldn't defend herself whatsoever. And
Yeah.
so I don't know. It wasn't like Ripley from Alien who
No.
was like
Oh gosh, no.
Tough.
kicking
the whole way
butt.
through.
Yeah, and who was also attractive. They just made her a little bit more attractive and not as good as a fighter as what she was supposed to be.
Yeah, she got
Anyway.
her
She
the role.
was-
I think based on her looks, not so much her
Yeah.
Not her
charisma.
boobs.
I guess.
So, I mean, that's kind of the storyline is them just trying to go after, just trying to find him. And they knew where he was. They just had to get there.
Right.
So it takes place mainly in a desert area.
Yeah.
And they're basically just fighting off these random people.
In a
that come
diamond
along.
quarry.
Yeah. And
yeah.
In a desert.
The villain dies
Pretty
3
much.
times.
The whole time they're just trying to find Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah.
That's the
the
whole
mission is
thing.
to get Ernest Borgnine
And
back to the
he-
United States.
he is not even moving anywhere. It's not even
No.
like it's a trail where they're trying to like get to him and lose him. They know exactly where he's at. He's 400 miles away. They just have to get
They
there.
just
Right.
can't get there.
That's
Or
it.
so.
So
Nice.
very boring.
Yeah. If you guys could go into a little bit of like just some of the more explain some of your characters or something that stands out to you in your movie.
We have characters. we got some
There's
characters.
like
Indulge
40
us.
characters in
You
this
do.
movie. So yeah, like one of the opening scenes is with this family having breakfast, and it pretty much took the majority of the scene to figure out who was who in the family, because there's a brother, JJ, who was like 45 years
we, thought,
old.
we thought he was the dad.
We thought he was your dad.
It was very misleading. And the dad, what's his name?
Joe.
Joe.
Crazy Joe.
Montague.
Joe yeah, the Montagues.
He
They've fallen far since their Shakespearean days.
Yes.
the Montagues.
yeah.
Very far.
He was just kind of according to the daughter, he's a drunk bum.
The mom's name was Ethel, I think.
Yep, Ethel.
Yeah, Ethel. Which I thought she was like grandma at first.
Yeah.
But,
We thought the mom
turns
and
out
dad were
she's the
grandma.
wife.
And then you have Carol, the daughter in the red pants.
Carol, would you say she's a main character?
as close as a main
I don't know.
character as
Yeah.
you get, other than
It was
I,
like
I
a-
feel like Joe was the main.
Joe was the main.
Yeah.
I think it was.
I think
about
you're right.
Joe.
It had more
And
to
it
do
really
with
should
Joe.
have been the opposite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
Carol disappeared like after the beginning and
Yeah.
then came back.
Well, why did she disappear?
She goes. So they have they're having breakfast, right?
Yeah.
And she's all like, it's like that Shoes video. He's like, oh my god, like what are you doing? Like I hate you. Like basically this woman's like, women suck. That's the movie. That's like the family dynamic. That's the kind of characters we have.
So she runs off from her family.
She runs off to her
She
boyfriend.
meets someone in the woods.
Yeah, her boyfriend. She meets her boyfriend who looks
Under
like
the tree that he
Yeah, he
stands
apparently
at.
lives in the woods and just
He
hangs
just-
out there waiting for
every
his girlfriend to
scene-
show
Just
up.
cigarettes.
Yeah. Every scene he's ever entered, he's just standing under the same tree, and people just walk up to him.
He talks a big game.
He does. And he's all like, your
They
dad
weren't
can't.
paid to do this
He's
movie.
like, your dad can't treat you like that. Oh my gosh, like dad. And then he's like, we're gonna go. But then like totally like they
He
just
said he was gonna
disappear.
kick her dad's butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he gets there,
And he's like, you die. He starts like yelling at him. He like points his gun. He's like, okay, cool. Now just be nice to her, man.
Yeah.
he's like, "I'll just leave." Backs off. Next scene,
Yeah.
he didn't move.
Yeah.
And I said, "What's up then?" or something.
Yeah, it goes from I'm gonna kick your
Continues.
dad's
So
butt
bad.
to hey man, it's cool, just leave her alone. Oh.
But I know one thing. If that father of yours scares you like this again, I'm gonna beat his face in. You pull one more stunt like this morning, I'm taking Carol away for good.
Michael, please, you're just gonna make things worse.
Yeah, go on. Okay, man, I'm going. You just leave Carol alone, okay? The heck is that thing?
We didn't mention the professor or teacher.
Oh,
wow.
That's who opens the
Yeah.
movie.
That's
yeah.
there's like the opening part,
That's true.
but like I don't quite know how they're strung into the rest of the film.
Yeah.
But there's like this really weird. They're like this partnership of the teacher and his student like hanging out.
So there's this like Chevelle or whatever it is. This is a crappy. No, sorry. It's a crappy
an
little.
AMC.
More like
Yeah.
a Pinto, not a
It's,
Chevelle.
it's like a little Pinto, and it's just cruising down like the road,
Really
or
just
somewhere in the
rural,
middle of
yeah.
nowhere. And it's the blonde-haired kid, the student, and all of a sudden, this asteroid buzzes by and like
Shocks.
yeah, like zaps it with a little bit of electricity. It's like, zzz, and then it flies away, and it circles around, and then he's like, what? Like, oh my god!
And there's like a
And
big
then-
explosion.
and then it goes into the ground and causes a
Screen
huge
explodes.
explosion. And then he calls his professor on the phone, like on a payphone, and wakes him up. And he's all like, "Oh yeah, I'll be right there. I'm 6
Well,
hours away."
First, he describes what happened. He's like, think I saw something fall from the sky. And the professor says, I'm interested in those sorts of things.
Quote.
It literally
interested
says,
in
I'm
those sorts
interested in
of
those
things."
sorts of things.
And he said, stay right there.
Don't
Yeah.
move.
I will be there
Don't worry, I'm
in
not
roughly
going
6
anywhere.
hours. And the kid's okay with it.
Where can I meet you?
If you take exit 27 off the turnpike and follow it to the left, it'll bring you right to where I am, right next to a big field.
Okay. Stay by the side of the road near the field. I'll give me time to make a few phone calls. I'll be there about 6 hours from now, okay?
Don't worry, I'll wait for you.
Great.
What?
Okay. We'll see you about 6.
No.
6 hours?
He said he's 5 hours away. I'm like, no, I'll get home and then come back.
How about you guys? Tell us some of your characters, your glorious characters.
Well,
the
our
main character
Yeah, go ahead.
was like a annoying, like overconfident guy.
Yeah.
All right, just
He's a
just to-
master of disguise, though.
Oh yeah.
That-
Just to set this for you guys, it's Brandon Lee, like the Brandon Lee who was in The Crow, who got killed at the
Yeah,
end of the
Bruce
film.
Lee's
Yeah.
son.
Bruce Lee's son,
Yeah.
in a very not a good role, not like
Yeah,
The Crow.
no.
No.
But yeah, tell us more about him. And he's a master of disguise, or at least he tries to be.
He
Master
came
of
off very
mustache
confident, kind of douchey. That's what we were all getting the vibe of. He
Right.
was kind of just very nonchalant. And I don't know. I think the movie, I thought they were going to portray him as being like super talented and very slick and very smart, and they would show little bits of that here and there, but for the most part I felt like he didn't even know what he was doing. And like they tried to make it comical, but like
Yeah, that's the
he was
thing.
like a master of disguise, but he would just looked like everyone like knew who he was like right off the bat.
It was hard
like,
to tell if he was being serious or if it was just comic
Yeah.
relief.
Meet me tonight at 9, the Neon's restaurant. And wash your hands first.
You won't recognize me.
Yeah, I will.
So it was kind of hard to
It's very true.
to figure out that character.
The
at
tone
first.
was all
all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, is he Mr. Magoo or James Bond?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like-
exactly. And
You
it
couldn't
wasn't
decide.
a good mix. Like
Yeah.
you
The
just
fact
like,
that it swung that wide is bad.
I don't
Yeah.
think the filmmakers knew where they wanted to go with it.
yeah, that's what it kind of seemed like. So he basically was. He only did it for the money. He said, "Money and the
Yeah.
girls."
It's like, do you work for America? It's like, no, I work for money.
I didn't think that was really that unreasonable, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, it makes sense.
Okay, yeah, that's
You're like,
why
how
I work.
dare you work for
Yeah,
the
like-
money?
For money.
Then you have
caught all
those
the flack for
weird
that.
comic, like they're just strictly there for comic relief. Those two like
And
Spanish
they were
people.
not funny at all. Like they just
really
didn't fit.
awkward.
They were awkward, and the one is clearly a woman.
Clearly.
But at one
Clearly.
point, they try to make it seem like you didn't know that it was a woman.
Or
And
she
the
was trying
guy's
to disguise
surprised.
Yeah.
herself.
Like
He's saying, "What
It's
do you
like,
call him?"
you're not sergeant. You are a woman.
Okay, they come.
'Cause there's
they-
no
they
women
get,
sergeants.
They get dumped in. Yeah, they get dumped in the water.
Yeah.
And she comes out and her jacket's open, and it's just like they poured water only on her boobs.
just
Yeah.
on
It
her
was
breasts.
really awkward.
Just
Yeah.
because
because, yeah.
it's just like these circles of water
And-
right here.
And we already know she's a woman.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everyone
we
already
we
knows.
already
It's
know
so
this.
obvious.
You know it the moment you
But
see her.
it was supposed to be a comic relief, I guess, and that's when he says,
You're
that.
a woman.
And we're all like, yeah,
Yeah.
where have you
What the heck?
been?
What we gonna do without our chief? What chief, you loco? This way! Go this way! Sergeant? You aren't no sergeant. You're a woman. I have always been a woman.
So if you want to open it up, just either say good things about your own movie or things like critique the other movie. Go for it.
Your movies suck.
I
They're
know.
Sucky. Okay, our characters. Let me just say the strength of our movie was our awesome characters. We didn't even really talk about Custer, who
Pretty awesome.
he's like the villain of the movie. He comes down, he's like chomping on his cigar, he's got his cowboy hat. He's like, and his accent keeps changing.
Every scene he has
gets
a
more
different
southern
accent.
Yeah.
Towards the end.
Yeah. It's like he never acted before, and then eventually by the end of the movie, they kind of figured out that they didn't hire an actor. And we're like, wait.
But then he learned a little
Then he
bit.
kind of learned about, like, I don't know, he took an online class or something
Right.
Yeah.
in 1985.
What you got in mind, Custer?
Okay. Here's the deal. Joe and me, we need a couple of good men to go out with us tonight and do a little hunting.
You're gonna hunt at night?
Yeah, this is something a lot different than regular old hunting. That's right, Alice. And we don't need no women.
This is giving the movie way too much credit, but like it does feel like it's a commentary on like the South back in the day. Like the alien, because here, let's be honest, the alien is not really.
Now,
in
to
the
be
movie.
clear, this is just assumption. We
This
don't
is an
know
assumption.
for sure if this is what the director's intent.
Yeah.
Don Dohler was
Don
either
Dohler.
very much a mastermind and had these sublying
Or John Do No
themes.
Ho or whatever. Who's the
Yeah.
other one? Do No Ho.
Something like
Right.
that. Do
but
not
go
know.
ahead, explain your theory.
Well, here's my crazy fan theory that will blow your mind. It's
The South is
shocking.
racist.
Shocking.
My
shocking
theory is the
fan
South is
theory.
racist.
My theory is that this movie was made as a commentary on like Southern culture, because like the alien is basically synonymous with like black people, like outside, or viewed as an outsider, because everyone's white.
Mm-hmm.
All the characters are white
Right, except for the alien.
except for the alien who's green.
We don't know because he never took the suit
Yeah,
off.
but he's probably white underneath the suit. He's probably black underneath the suit. But like, basically, he's like, shoot him. Why? Because he doesn't look like us. Like he. That's almost a quote. That is. That might be the
Yeah,
quote.
I think
He's like,
so.
because he doesn't look like we do. So basically, shooting outsiders. Everything's about like. It's just like I don't know. He hates women. Like Custer, Joe, Like, he slaps his daughter, repeatedly tells his wife to shut her face.
Yeah.
Even the random guy in the bar is like, I'd rather go than be with my old lady.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, not to mention those are the good old boys hanging out in the bar.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, y'all go.
Even
He's like, I'll come. I'll bring my uncle.
Count me in, Frank, and I can bring my uncle too.
even the teacher and the student that were hanging out,
they
they
take
like
advantage.
tried to get information from a drunk
It's
lady.
like, I'll buy
and
you-
they just
buy you a
like
drink.
staged her
Yeah.
to like sneak information. The treatment of women in this movie is horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah.
It's true.
So bad.
Terrible. Yeah, and then Custer has Custer's girlfriend, who like he like grabs her by the hair, like because she's all like, oh, we found a space, and he like grabs her hair and he's like, shut up, I told you not to tell anybody. Like chomping on his cigar. He's like, we're not telling anybody. We're big bucks. We're getting big bucks. He kept saying big
That was
bucks.
his favorite thing to say.
Joe and me, we's on to something big. I mean real big. Big bucks kind of big. I know we got something here worth big bucks. Now who wants to be in on the big bucks?
And then later, Crazy Joe tries to rape her.
It's true.
He's like, he's sitting in his house drunk.
She's
like
like,
he
where's
always-
Frank? Who is Custer's first name?
Yeah, Frank
Yeah.
Custer.
Yeah.
She comes over to the house, and he's like, oh yeah, Frank.
He's in the woods.
He's in the woods.
Which,
Take me.
yeah.
He's actually dead.
That was a good scene.
Yeah.
That was a pretty
At
good
this
scene.
point, he is dead. Nate's right.
It's hard to keep track of who was alive and dead at which point in the movie because some people returned and I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she comes over. Frank's dead. He's been shot by the alien at this point. And she's looking for him. And he's like, oh, he's in the woods. And she says, take me to him. He's like, all right, yeah. But first, like, let's make out. Says something along those lines. And she's like, no. Oh, no, but he's like,
Says
sit down and
take-
have a drink. She's like, no, I don't want to. All right, fine. He's like, sit down and have a drink. Okay, I'll have a drink. She sits down. He goes to hand her a drink. And she's like, no, I don't want a drink. So,
She's like,
she's-
take me to Frank. He's
she's
like, you don't need Frank.
Yeah.
You got
He's like,
me.
You
or
got me.
something.
And he tries to rape her. He's married. He's married to Ethel. And he has
Ethel with the apron
Ethel with the apron.
He has three.
Lovely children.
that all hate him.
that all
that all
they're all bitter.
audibly hate him.
Except for
yeah.
JJ.
Amy's
He
favorite
likes
character.
everybody.
Yeah,
JJ is just like
The
Poor
youngest.
JJ.
Oh my gosh,
The youngest is
youngest
so
sister.
bitter.
Yeah, that
She
was
is
like your favorite character.
Where the hell's your brother?
I don't know. He's outside somewhere. What's wrong with him? Your father's weird. I hate him. If he was my father, I'd hate him too.
Your
Really?
favorite scene with her though is where
Which
they
one
come.
was that?
They first get the little space ball glowy thing, and she's like, "Where's Carol?"
Oh yeah, that was
He's like,
hilarious.
shut up. No one cares.
Yeah.
Shut up, I'm busy.
I'm busy.
Dad, where's Carol?
Shut up, I'm busy. JJ, get this thing in the garage.
Just a minute.
Shut up, woman.
Why are
Right.
they still hanging out with their drunk dad? Who knows?
Because it's the dirty South, you
It's the
guys.
dirty
I'm
South.
telling you. Fan theory.
So give me some good things about Laser Mission. What was something positive you could say about that movie?
Yeah, I mean there was some good scenes.
It's over now.
You guys had a couple great chase scenes.
There's
Yeah.
some good action in your
Yeah,
Yeah,
movie.
we had
Yeah.
good action. We had a lot of good stunts. A lot of good
Some of
stunts.
those
Yeah.
car flips were pretty sweet.
Yeah, they had
The opening scene was the best.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
They
tell
were
them
just
about
like
that one.
loading shotguns, pumping
We were like,
shotguns.
yes,
It's
Yeah,
it's
like
gonna be
we're
awesome.
everyone
every
was getting
time there
pumped.
wasn't like someone's name, it was just like a shotgun being loaded.
Yeah.
So-
Gas mask being put on.
Yeah.
I think they used the entire budget on the opening sequence,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then they
Usually
like got
happens
to
that
actually
way.
shooting.
Yeah.
They're like, wait,
And
we only have
yeah.
$6,000 more.
They definitely had a bigger budget. Of course, it was '90s, so we did get to see a helicopter, and
You did have a
we needed
helicopter.
that for the '90s.
Here's
like
what
this
I
movie-
remember. I remember people walking places, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah,
All the music
just
in the
guitars
night.
would start playing.
yeah.
Yeah.
We
And they
did
would
have
like walk with music, and then they would
You had a
walk
nice-
without music.
It was so 80s.
we had epic music.
You had
I
like
mean,
a nice
it was
theme song
like
that went the whole way through.
it was good, right?
Yeah,
It's like
it was
Slipstream.
good, but it was like I don't know.
I feel bad for some of those stuntmen because that one guy that fell off the car looked like he just smashed his face into the road.
They were going at least
It
like
was
20 miles an hour or
crazy.
something.
Yeah.
Like,
They were moving.
They had no regard for their stuntmen, which
I think
looked cool on camera, but
Real
those poor
people
guys-
were harmed
Probably.
in the making
Yeah,
of this
I think
movie.
they were.
The one guy who jumps out of the Jeep, I think he was supposed to roll, but he just kind of like
Just-
flops out.
Damn.
He
Yeah.
did like a somersault starting with his face. Like,
And then his face, you watch his face connect
Yeah. Oh,
with the ground.
it looked painful.
And they were
And then
going about
it drove
20
over
miles an
those
hour.
guys. When
Oh, the
there's
guy's
there's
arm.
like a nighttime scene where the Jeep is driving to the camp, and you just see these like arms kind of across the road, and the Jeep just like drives over them.
And those poor stuntmen, like, it's one thing to do this as your job and for it to look awesome in like a really good movie, but to like risk your face in like a really bad movie, like that just sucks.
That is funny.
You just ruin your face
And your-
for this movie.
It's okay, they work for money, not
Laser
America.
mission.
Yeah.
Money.
Maybe if you guys could give me something like a negative point of Galaxy Invader, like something. that-
Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay.
Yeah, our movie's awesome.
All right, I got something that. Well, actually,
she
I got a
wrote it
couple
down.
things. Okay, even though I
Shoot.
did enjoy the movie, I would say for battle purposes, the cons of Galaxy Invader, the biggest con, and you know it, is the alien suit, which is like horrible. I mean, it's hilarious B-movie wise, but it is like when the alien's revealed, it is literally a man standing in a green rubber suit in the basement, and it's like totally not
And
scary at all.
When they let him free, he's just laying there perfectly still, and you see him like kind of like, oh, I need to get up, and then
He
it
can't
cuts to
move.
him being on his hands and knees getting up because he couldn't like use his abs.
You
couldn't
know
wear
that
the
thing
rubber
weighed.
suit.
That thing weighed, I mean, a couple 100 pounds. Every time this man moved, his fingers would just like flap
Yeah,
because it was
'cause his-
rubber. It just had no
His hands were
movement.
really up here.
Yeah.
His mouth was like totally like
It was like
couldn't
a-
move. He couldn't
A weird
talk.
predator-looking mouth.
Yeah, and
He
I
had
really
polarized
wished
eyes, though.
the alien talked. I really wished, or he supposedly made some kind of like clicking noise, like to lure people towards him or something.
It
That,
also
like-
sounded like if you've ever
that,
picked up
like-
a rabbit and like squeezed a rabbit,
Yeah.
it made a similar kind
Oh.
of squeaking noise.
But when you got to it, he just stood there like with a frozen face.
And they were like, "Oh, you need your space ball back.
They kept
Or
trying
we
to
need to
give him the
steal it.
stupid ball and
Like,
gun back, and he kept losing
If we give it back, he'll leave."
He's just like,
like an
Yeah,
idiot.
he had a taser.
Tase
Yeah.
JJ.
Why didn't he tase anyone else?
and the one part where he was
I
shooting
mean, that
his
wasn't a
head,
con,
he was
that
like
was a
cocked
pro.
to the side. He's
Oh,
just
his
like,
action pose.
It's just like,
Yeah, because his alien crotch went down to his human knees, and he couldn't bend right.
He
Like he
just,
picked
like,
up things
waddled.
and just like,
So that totally
when,
killed.
when the teacher gets shot, he jumps in to save the kid.
He's just like.
Yes, that was good.
Do you guys have a rebuttal to that?
But I'm
point?
just gonna say
I
that
do
suit
have a rebuttal.
killed the movie. Any scariness at all. So
My rebuttal is it's not the suit
Oh
of the
my
alien that was the worst part.
gosh.
It was the character of the alien that was the worst
he
part.
had no character.
Exactly. That's kind of the problem. The problem with that is,
they didn't film him to be scary.
We really
except
didn't-
for like the one scene.
Yeah.
yeah,
In the very
like
beginning where he kills two
unfortunately
people.
for the alien, for the Galaxy Invader, he was not necessary to the plot. That kind of sucked.
Yeah, I think
Could have
they
been
made that
any-
point at the end of the movie.
Any kind of animal that they wanted, or just
It could have been anything.
Well, they tell us why he's not valued because you brought that up after the movie ended.
Okay. So like basically, even before the climax of the movie, the alien is killed.
Yeah.
So like the rest of the movie just unfolds without the alien,
Yeah.
who was like the initial character. The movie opens like opening the door to the spaceship in like kind of like a first person perspective of the alien walking off the ship.
Yeah.
And then like all of this other stuff is happening and like the alien is just basically there
ball
to
holder.
kind of tie different worlds together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Plot
alien
rolls irrespective of the alien.
Yeah, and like he just kind of like sets up the scenes for this, like gives the people a reason to be in the woods. But like other than that, like he has no, like people don't really. I guess they're after him for money, but then even that eventually, like that whole theme just fades away.
Yeah, because
And then,
Crazy
like-
Joe gets the gun, so
Yeah,
all
they
he
just-
wants is the gun.
They just killed the alien.
he just
and
gets
then,
drunk and holds the gun.
So like I guess that could be our rebuttal is
Yeah.
like the movie still carries on without the alien. So it might be
true.
annoying, but if you
Irrespective
just
of the
like
suit.
cut him out, the movie is still 98% there.
The other thing that really just bothered me with that movie was Joe's shirt, because I understand what they were trying to do. Like, I understand they're trying to make him
I
seem very
didn't,
dirty,
so.
but like, where was the thought process in the shirt of just like
a ripped like
It was
flap.
clean too.
It's
And
like a
then
square.
it's like a belly shirt.
Yes.
Like they could have made it like
It was one of those
more,
80s workout shirts.
Yeah. Like they could have made
They
it like
purposely only tucked in one half of his button-up
Yeah.
shirts
Yeah,
every
the
time.
one time he had a nice button down, it was
Yeah.
only half tucked in.
like
But he still had
I've
his other
It was
shirt
like
seen-
3
underneath.
times.
Like Andrew's worn his like undershirts, like his white shirts, basically down to where it does get holdy, and it is not
That's
in
when
the
they're most
center of your
comfortable.
chest.
I can relate to Joe in that
It's like
point.
more. It's frayed. Like you
You
would
like to
think.
show off
Crazy
your
Joe.
sternum.
Yeah.
So who was doing
It's like
the
a
wardrobe?
It's
Because
like a deep
obviously
V,
they.
but it's like just a window.
Yeah, like
it was like a square on his chest.
weird.
So maybe
anyway.
if you guys want to give one of your like a knock on their movie, and then they can rebuttal if you want to pick something that about their movie.
I literally did not understand anything that was going on in the movie. They
That's
didn't even,
one.
They didn't even take time to like. There was no character development. There's no backstory or anything. And also, my biggest thing is there was one laser that was part of the title sequence.
There were no
which you did-
lasers.
So in the actual like scope of the movie, there wasn't a single laser.
Okay.
At
well,
least we had a Galaxy Invader.
Yeah, there was
Called
an
laser mission, not laser.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
That's my
but
rebuttal.
there wasn't really.
And also, you know what? It's good. We weren't supposed to see the laser. That's right.
What about your
because
rebuttal?
that
It was a
means
mission,
the mission
to
was
prevent
completed.
lasers.
But who wants to see a movie
true.
where
It
the
was a mission
is
to prevent
completed
lasers.
successfully? Like
All
that?
right,
They fulfilled their mission.
They did.
I can accept
The
that.
laser
What
was
about
not
your rebuttal
created.
to his first point, which
Say that
where
again?
where
Oh, no
so where,
characters?
where
Yeah,
there's,
I agree
where
with
there's
that.
no sense and there's
You
the
know,
movie makes no
the
sense.
movie's just very complex, and you just need to.
Yes. You have to be a special mind.
I like that.
Yeah, it does.
You have to be
Okay.
the
You need to be
creator
a
of the
90s
film.
kid.
I am
yeah.
a 90s kid. I didn't understand.
You have to watch it when you're a 90s kid.
Yeah, yeah.
Not when you're a
Yeah, you have to
man.
be like
so I
about.
should've-
It's a movie that
12.
only made sense in the 90s.
Yeah.
You just ruin your face.
You just ruin your face.
You just ruined your face.
So as with most B movies, when it comes to the endings, they usually do something pretty awesome, and both of these movies paid off pretty awesomely
yeah.
at the end.
Our
So
movie delivered.
I want to hear
Goods.
both of your endings kind of in detail of what happened, because
We had a
they're
good
both
ending.
pretty hilarious and pretty awesome. So if you guys want to start with Galaxy
I want
Invader.
them to start.
You want them to start?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
What, you think you have the better ending, Sasha?
Oh, I know we have the better idea.
Actually, let's go with you
Okay,
guys.
no,
Well, are you
no, we'll go. We got this.
Go ahead.
Because we do
Laser
have a very good ending. We do. We don't know who this German
If Dan
man
remembers
is,
what
but-
happened.
Remember?
trying to think of what
Like
happened.
German
It's
man?
like, wait,
The
it's
German
Yeah,
man.
the main villain.
The main
So wait.
villain.
So here we go. Let's
So-
hear the end of Laser Mission.
So basically, it's the very end of the movie. Everyone's shooting at each other.
They're
And,
they're in a cave.
They're in a cave, yeah. So the first,
The main villain
Yeah.
gets shot with
like
a whole
several
magazine
times.
out of his pistol.
Yeah.
Falls down like a 90-foot cavern,
And it's epic.
and they keep on fighting. There's some really stupid people come up. No, we're your friends. Oh, and then all of a sudden he pops out. They show a timer on the bomb counting down. And he's like, I'm still alive. And all of a sudden he blows up.
So it was awesome because he came back.
And then
From the
the
dead.
CIA comes in on a helicopter. And then the goofy sergeant and whatever, I don't know.
The not sergeant.
The comic relief, basically.
Yeah, the comic relief people
She's not a
steal
sergeant.
the helicopter.
She's a woman.
Which was,
And they fly around all stupid and almost chop people up with the rear propeller.
but then the German guy,
Yeah, they're getting in their Land
Yeah.
Rover to drive off, and all of a sudden he's like, "Rah!" all burnt
he
and
comes
crispy.
back again. That's
And like
awesome.
they ram him in, they just run him over, and he just like slams into the hood.
He does like a crinkle onto the hood.
Yeah.
And they just go through like a
smash
fake
him.
brick wall to kill him.
That guy
finally.
was the ultimate like
He's like a
evil
Terminator.
man.
He
Yeah,
did
he just
not
kept
die.
coming back, and it was so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty
German
funny.
I
engineering
mean,
right there.
He got shot several times, fell
Well,
down
he had
a
a
huge
bulletproof
cave.
vest.
Yeah, he had a
So
vest
yeah,
on,
that was
Kevlar.
okay. I was like, yeah, that's explainable, I guess. And then it was a massive explosion.
You forgot
who
that he's
he
like,
was
he pulls out his
engulfed in
gun, he's
flames.
like, ha ha, right? And then boom, gets engulfed in
Yeah.
flames.
And we were like, yes, it's over. And then no, he appears again,
it's
and he's burnt up.
and they run him over.
They
and
had
it
the
was
classic
awesome.
hand on the cliff shot too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
His hand comes
Yeah,
over the
when he
cliff.
climbed
Yeah.
out.
Close
Yeah.
up.
Yep.
Yes.
And then you
So
freeze
it was a
frame.
pretty epic ending. You gotta give it that. Yeah.
That's
It
good.
So epic.
And it all
Y'all
ties
barely
up really
remembered
nicely.
it.
does.
Everything
It
ties
does.
up nicely. They kill the bad guy 3 times.
It comes together.
Yeah, you find out the professor's
and
daughter's
Oh,
last
do you
daughter.
have the diamond? And he's just like,
I do.
and he goes up in the air and they're like, what are you gonna do with that? And he says something stupid. What was
Yeah,
it?
what did he say?
It was really
Punch it
stupid.
in.
He's just like, it's
Right
He says something.
now.
You have the diamond?
That depends on who's asking.
Well, whoever has it will have a strong bargaining position.
I got it.
But who's the rightful owner?
You're looking at him.
Now, Galaxy Invader, let's hear your ending.
Oh, our ending was amazing.
all I have to say is slow motion.
Oh, yes.
It
In
was
camera.
good.
So yeah, tell us a little bit leading up, and then just go right into the ending.
Well, at this point, the alien has been dead. so
Well, he gets
basically,
killed there.
Yeah, okay, I guess,
Yeah.
yeah. Let me set up and then you can take over. So, leading up to the end, the teacher gets shot by Custer. Then the alien jumps in to save the kid.
Custer's already dead a long time ago.
No. Well, but leading up
you're
to
setting
it.
up way back.
I'm setting up kind of like the end scene with the alien. So at one point, towards the end of the movie, Custer is chasing. They let the alien go, and they just make a run for it, even though they have guns. Like the teacher and the student make a run for it. Custer shoots the teacher, who falls over. He's about to shoot the kid, and Crazy Joe's like, "No, he's just a kid." And he's like, "He's a witness. I'm gonna shoot him." So he goes to shoot him. Alien jumps in, takes the bullet, shoots Custer, kills him, and then Crazy Joe shoots the alien who falls over.
Yep.
He takes his stuff. Leaves.
Again.
He steals
That's
his
when
stuff.
he hibernates, like
Yeah.
with the gun and the.
So
Yeah.
then they steal it.
Keeps
They
repeating itself over
steal
and over
it
again.
back from him. He then gets it back and shoots the alien again. Okay, no, sorry.
The alien
That's
didn't
like-
die
yeah.
the first time.
Yeah, so the alien is like gone and dead. So then they steal his gun and they're running away from him because they're trying to stall him. They steal the energy ball and the pistol, right? They're running through the woods. The girlfriend and Carol, 25-year-old,
like the
high
whole
school
family, all of
Yeah.
basically
the whole Montague family is running through.
is running through the woods.
Well, they're frolicking, but
Yeah.
running.
So then, him and her, the boyfriend and the girlfriend, the daughter get trapped up against the cliff because dad grabs a shotgun, chases him down. So he's like, haha, like put the gun down slow. So then they put the gun down, and then at this point, Mom, JJ, and the younger one just show up, and
Yeah, they were there, and
the end starts to happen.
they're on the edge of a cliff, which is not a cliff. But don't worry, the special effects will sell you pretty well. You'll believe it. And then like the final it was literally the last shot, right? When with the
Yeah, there's
so.
just
The
the boyfriend and the dad are wrestling.
yeah, the boyfriend finally steps up.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of time to think under his tree. He decides that it's time to step up and be a man and defend his girlfriend, Carol.
And they have
So-
an amazing wrestling match.
Yeah, and it was a very intense wrestling match. There was some really weird sound effects that I don't really associate with the human body in any way, but
And the alien gets killed at that point.
yeah. So then, like, the final shot is as they're fighting, I forget the boyfriend's name, but he
I
gets
don't know.
the dad in a position, and Mom steps in and grabs the rifle and does, like, the karate chop to the back of the
The
neck.
coolest
Like the
thing.
slow-mo wind
Yeah.
up.
So basically, Crazy Joe is choking the boyfriend to death while everybody's standing around watching. Everyone.
Nobody's
Yeah,
helping.
I think there's 4 people there.
Yeah, there's 4 people just standing
Four
around watching.
people
And one
just
like
observing.
60-year-old drunk choking
Yeah.
like a 35-year-old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the mom just picks. She's had enough.
She's fed up.
Apron and all, she picks up the rifle and his shotgun and just starts to swing.
was amazing.
And then she clocks him on the back of the head, and he goes flying over the edge of this cliff. And then apparently it turns out to be a huge cliff.
I wouldn't say she clocks him. She like gently touches
Yeah.
him.
She gently clocks
She
him.
never touches him at all, and then he just flies off the cliff.
Yeah.
Is what really happens.
Like,
he goes
and it's
someone
not him; it's a
shoots
rag
him
doll.
off the
Yeah.
cliff.
They like
Flying
launch
way
a
out.
dummy off of a cliff.
Yeah,
He
they
def-
launched him.
He defies every law of physics.
Yes.
And since he's like basically on his hands and knees, and she's chopping down, he somehow is projected up and like
And
out of
And
the
when he
cliff.
lands, it looks like someone spilled spaghetti sauce on his shirt
Yes.
from above.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
epically awesome.
And he still has a hole in his shirt.
It's
Yep.
so epic.
I'll give it though, because we were saying in the beginning, we were like, oh, he's got to die. Like, Joe's gonna die at some point. And I was not expecting it to be the mom, because the mom was such a minor character.
she was so docile.
She
He
said
just
the
kept
character
yelling at
started to
her.
come
Which-
out in the end,
Yeah.
but
To
she
Don
really.
Dohler's credit, then it's pretty good. He gave women's, I think we were chanting women's
Yeah.
rights.
Yeah, by the end.
Women's rights!
Women's rights! Women's rights!
We're like, yeah, women's
I'm like, yes, because she was beaten down that whole
The
movie. Like,
whole movie. He's like,
you
shut
said-
up. Don't talk to me. Don't
up."
think.
This movie is not politically correct. I think it
No.
would offend people today.
It would.
Probably in
absolutely.
Trump's personal collection. His
Yeah.
VHS
It's a
collection.
very offensive movie.
But no, but it shows at the end that the woman was strong after all.
It's true.
She takes down the abusive husband.
It's true.
Which-
We did expect Joe just to get shot by the
Yeah.
alien at
I
some
thought
point.
maybe.
Yeah.
So to be killed by his wife in defense of like her kids.
That's-
Awesome ending. It's so good.
And then it
can
just
play-
ends.
The movie was so interesting too, because the way they opened it up, I thought it was gonna be like scary, like the alien was gonna kind
Yeah.
of be trying to murder
Yeah.
the people in the South.
To be more like the alien from the Alien movie.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was really kind of just docile.
But he did kill them, I guess, because he was what was the word they used? Not agitated, but they provoked, right?
him.
Yeah. provoked
He
him.
slapped them and they were fighting.
Yeah.
And he like hit them, but he never like moved.
But
Yeah.
other than that, he probably would have been like a
Killed them both
peaceful
standing still.
alien.
Well, I like our theory though, is that he's not like a soldier or an explorer. He's just some poor guy, the alien. He's just some
Yeah.
poor guy just trying to get to work in his spaceship, and it breaks down on
He
Earth.
crashes on
And
Earth.
so he's like,
Like,
what the frick
oh,
are all these people
no.
doing to me? Like, he's just some ding dong.
I know,
the galactic
but they laid
equivalent-
it out as
He's-
Space Invaders.
He's the
Like,
galactic
really just
equivalent
like,
of like
"Aw,
a guy
poor
going to
He's
like
like-
be a janitor at some school.
Yeah, he's like Mr.
Yeah.
Smith,
His
just
car
driving to
next
his
to-
job.
Ah, great! They stole my ID card. It's like, I gotta get that
His little
back.
badge.
It's a little ball.
Dang it.
He's like, great, now I have to deal with family matters and
His
fine.
story is the most tragic. He just dies on this
I
alien
know.
world.
He gets
That
shot
was a
by his
little
own
tragic.
weapon.
Yeah.
You're getting killed by your own energy ball.
He's kind of like Mr. Magoo if you think about it. So give me one last final pitch from both your movies, explaining, why your movie is the better one, or it could be anything, why your movie is the best. Just give me that one final pitch. I want Galaxy Invader to go first. Just sum it up for me, why yours is the best.
I don't know.
Oh, I think. I guess where I would say our movie is the best is because at least it had some sort of statement to it, given the treatment of women and other tones. Even though it was pretty terribly executed, at least it had some kind of like theme.
We did. We had strongly defined theme and we
Laser
had strongly
Mission
defined characters.
Didn't have any themes at all.
How about you guys? What's your pitch here? Like, what redeems your movie to make it the best?
I mean,
I don't know.
Because it wasn't
Here,
all
Amy,
bad.
let's hear
no,
it.
it wasn't.
It was enjoyable. I had fun watching it.
I mean, it was good in the sense that, how do I put this? I don't know. I mean, there was a lot of good things about it. I mean, the fact that there was just so much action and explosives, and I think one good thing was they were in a lot of different scenes, which was nice. Like for Galaxy Invader, I mean, it was basically Joe's house, the front yard, and the woods. I mean, that's really you
That's
had
true.
one bar
That is true.
bar scene. For us, I mean,
There was a
you
lot of
really
cool weapons.
traveled.
The bar scene
Yeah.
had a dolly
In our
shot though.
movie.
That's true. The
What's
bar
that?
scene did.
There's a
have
lot of
dolly
cool
shot.
weapons in our
Yeah,
movie.
we had weapons, and they went a lot of different places. They went on horseback. There was a helicopter.
There was a VW
There's a
bus
VW.
van.
Oh yeah, we had the whole VW chase scene. And even though we weren't really sure where they were at, I mean, it was cool to see that it was a foreign country. We
exotic.
had a lot of different people, different cultures, and different languages.
Exotic.
Work with me, Dan. But and because it was big budget, it was kind of, you didn't know what they were going to throw their money at next. So each scene, it was kind of interesting to see.
They threw their
the
money at
different-
more guns.
Yeah, more guns.
More explosions.
And I mean, I guess the two main people, even though they both were annoying in their own way, you did come to like them, I guess, towards the end. But yeah.
Any
yeah.
final remarks on either side that you want to get in before I make the judgment? Anything you didn't say
You
that
guys
you didn't
had
leave
a
out?
big green rubber suit, so just remember that.
You guys had no plot. Sorry. Too confusing to
No,
me.
there was zero.
All right. Well, that was good on both sides. I heard good points on both. So let's bring these out here.
Oh, man.
So it's kind of a battle of the genres. We had an action movie, we had a sci-fi movie, we had PG versus
Lifetime
R,
movie.
A Lifetime movie. Yeah.
80s versus 90s. There was a lot of things going on, you know. Both movies, even though we may think that this one was like this inferior movie, like in a lot of ways it was. This one, I think we all had an amazing time watching. Like, it was hilarious.
That's really
because of the incompetence of the filmmakers,
That's
it
true.
made it, like,
And the insanity
really
of the
good.
characters.
Yeah.
It was so ridiculous.
This one had a budget. It had a few big names. This one, obviously, we didn't know anybody in this, but that's what gave it its charm.
We knew Don Dolan.
Yeah.
When it has a budget and it's terrible, I think it's worse.
It can be, yeah, because they should be doing better.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
this one, you know they filmed it, like,
That's
on
why
the
I have
weekend.
no defense for that movie.
So that gives it an extra charm.
Like Transformers, that was a huge
Yeah.
budget and it's still terrible.
It's awful. Awful.
So
How did they screw that up?
now,
Hate it.
I liked. Now the point you guys were making, it was just a big green suit. I was hoping that they would say that's what was awesome about it, because instead they kind of went and said, well, it didn't matter. The alien didn't matter, which is a funny point, which is true. The alien did not matter at all in the story overall. But the green suit was amazing. Like, watching the alien try to pick things up.
Personal opinion.
That's personal opinion. I'm not saying
It
one
was
way
like-
or
It was horrible.
It was
okay.
like a swamp thing.
It was
Yeah.
horrible,
Except
but
worse,
it,
the mouth.
but it
Oh
made
my
it hilarious.
gosh.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
It would have been
Overall.
funnier in black and white.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
putting
that's
that into.
true.
I'm
I
not
know,
putting
I
that into
know.
my judgment. I'm just wanted to say
There was
You don't
no
even know what
puppeteering
aliens
to
look
it,
like,
it's just
so-
a
right. It was
suit.
hilarious either way.
I could have been in that
Aliens
suit.
could really look like that.
the
Now-
same.
Based on the arguments,
Yeah, arguments.
it's tough because they both were entertaining for different reasons. But honestly, I think you guys had more reasons and more to come at this movie with. This movie was really hard to hold up on its own. You guys gave some good things. The action was good. You had funny characters. But at the end of the day, this was an amazing B movie.
Yes.
And you guys get the point.
I finally had a victory. I was over
Galaxy
two.
Invader. If you get the chance,
had to
pick
see
up a copy of The Galaxy Invader and watch it. It is really funny. Just for even the fact of how not to make a movie, it's pretty awesome.
I still have
But-
a losing record, but at least I'm not winning this.
Yeah.
I have one in the win column.
Congratulations, guys! You and The Galaxy Invader win the day. Yes. You guys did great.
We
This
won a
movie,
green suit.
we're not giving it enough credit. It was funny.
Yeah.
This against like Mysterious Island.
Oh my gosh.
It would have taken the day.
smoked
Like,
Oh, yeah.
It would've
This is-
smoked
Just
it.
watch the first half hour. Then that's
Yeah,
good.
like this compared to a different movie might have won,
Yeah.
but like this one I think was just too strong. Good job, guys. Thank you, everybody.
Win.
Good job today.
Finally won.
Good job.
Good.
All right.
Finally won.
Thanks for joining us for B Movie Battles. We'll see you next time.
In the violence of the night, where you hear the silent scream, he only knows where he is going to. It's like a dream within a dream. His heart beats like a hammer.
Count me in, Frank, and I can bring my uncle too.